Welcome, listeners, to another episode of Buddha's Path to Freedom. I'm Anna.
And I'm David. Today we're diving into a fascinating Jataka story that truly illuminates the power of perseverance and wise counsel.
That's right, David. For those unfamiliar, the Jataka stories are often referred to as birth stories. They are tales of the previous lives of the Buddha before he attained enlightenment and became the Buddha. The collection itself is quite extensive, containing 550 stories.
And these stories typically have three main parts: the story of the present, Pakopanavatu, which takes place during the Buddha's time; the story of the past, Atitavatu, which is the actual Jataka, or birth story itself; and finally, the connection, Samodhana, where the Buddha reveals the links between the characters in the past and present stories.
Today we'll explore a beautiful example of this structure. Let's begin with the story of the present, which unfolds during the time of the Buddha in Savatthi.
Our story introduces a young man from Savatthi who frequently visited the monastery to listen to the Buddha's teachings. He developed a profound desire to renounce worldly life and become a monk. After considerable effort, he gained permission from his parents and was ordained in the Buddha's dispensation.
He harbored great hopes when he became a monk. He envisioned himself soon being alone, meditating in the shade of trees, within mountain caves, and near beautiful waterfalls, confident that he would be able to develop spiritual insight and realize the fruits of the path. He was truly lost in what the sources describe as a beautiful dream.
He studied the Dharma with great enthusiasm and happily went into solitary retreat with other monks. Devout followers even built huts and shelters for them. Our monk lived alone in his hut, walking back and forth and meditating. However, whenever he started meditating, he would either fall asleep or his mind would wander to external objects, getting caught up in various thoughts and imaginations.
He quickly realized that meditating was not as easy as he had initially thought. After a while, he became tired of meditating and of living alone. He even lost interest in practicing mindfulness. Consequently, he returned to the Jetavana monastery and resumed an ordinary life of cleaning and attending to duties.
Other monks noticed his return and asked him what happened, noting he went to the distant forest with such enthusiasm, but his endeavor wasn't successful. The discouraged monk admitted, "Friend, I tried my best, but I cannot do this meditation, so I gave up. Why should I go for unnecessary hard work?"
But his fellow monk encouraged him, saying, "Ha ha, don't say that, friend. Anything is difficult when you start. Anything can go wrong when you start. That is how one learns to do it correctly again. Moreover, the Blessed One praises a monk's effort so much." So, despite the discouraged monk's unwillingness, they took him to the Blessed One.
The Buddha then asked him, "Monk, why have you given up your effort? Why do you not strive for mindfulness?" The monk replied, "Venerable Sir, Blessed One, I have tried a lot. Now my head aches and my body aches. It is difficult even to think of meditating."
The Buddha then revealed a deeper truth to him, stating, "Monk, in this life you are abandoning the great gain that you have obtained for such a small reason. But in a previous life you acted so wisely and with such effort. At that time you were the youngest son of the king of Varanasi. You had 100 elder brothers. You defeated them all and became the king. Why is this happening now?"
This brings us to the story of the past, or the Jataka itself. The monks present were intrigued and requested the Buddha to tell the story of this prince's past life, which they had never heard.
The Buddha obliged, explaining that a long time ago there lived a king named Brahmadatta in Varanasi who had 100 sons. The youngest son was named Gamini. At that time, the Bodhisattva, who was the Buddha in that previous life, was a teacher in Taxila. Prince Gamini learned from this Bodhisattva teacher, while his elder brothers studied under other teachers.
Prince Gamini confessed to his teacher, "Teacher, I have 100 elder brothers. It is difficult even to think of me getting the kingdom."
But his teacher, the Bodhisattva, advised him, "Prince, do not say that. If you act according to the advice of the wise, without being impulsive, and if you are clever in acting skillfully, you can achieve what you want." The teacher further added a crucial piece of wisdom. If you are able to treat others with the 4 means of generosity, kind words, beneficial actions, and equality, even the kingdom is not something far away for you.
These 4 means of generosity are significant Buddhist teachings, often associated with a noble life. They are dana, giving charity; This refers to the act of giving, whether material possessions, time, knowledge, or compassion. It's seen as a way to reduce attachment and cultivate generosity. Priyavachana, pleasant speech. This emphasizes the importance of communication that is kind, truthful, and helpful, encouraging the avoidance of gossip, harsh language, or speech that causes harm. Arthacharya, right conduct/action. This involves acting in accordance with ethical principles and moral values, including honesty, integrity, and behavior that doesn't cause harm to oneself or others. Samanatmata, equality, impartiality. This promotes treating all beings with fairness and without discrimination based on factors like caste, social status, or background, encouraging recognition of the inherent worth of every individual.
So, Prince Gamini acted according to the Bodhisattva teacher's advice. When the other princes, having completed their studies, went to their father the king, and each asked for and received a province to rule, they encouraged Gamini to do the same.
However, Prince Gamini remained silent. He consulted his teacher, who advised him, "Prince, do not go asking for a province. Stay near your father the king. Treat the people with the four means of generosity. Win the hearts of the merchants. Win the hearts of the palace people. Treat everyone with love." Gamini obeyed, staying in the royal palace and helping everyone, without rushing to ask for a province.
When the king fell seriously ill and was on his deathbed, he called his ministers. They asked him who should inherit the kingdom. The king, despite the custom of the eldest son inheriting, declared, "But I think that my youngest son should get the kingdom after me, Gamini." He then asked if they had any objections.
The ministers confirmed their agreement, stating, "Your Majesty, we were also thinking about this. Prince Gamini is the most suitable for the kingdom in every way. All the ministers and the people like Gamini."
So, after the king's death, Prince Gamini became king. He even distributed wealth to his elder brothers, who had no choice but to be happy about the youngest prince becoming king. One day King Gamini sat on his throne and joyfully exclaimed, "If one acts according to the advice of the wise, he will never go wrong. He will be able to get what he desires."
He continued, acknowledging his teacher, "Gamini, you have received all this because of your teacher's wise advice. Therefore, Gamini, you became the king, defeating 100 elder brothers because of your teacher. Your teacher is the real owner here." King Gamini then ruled very righteously, following his Bodhisattva teacher's advice.
Now for the connection, Samodana, which the Buddha revealed to the monks. He stated, "Monks, at that time, this monk, the discouraged one, was King Gamini. I was the teacher who guided Prince Gamini to the kingdom."
He then brought it back to the present, telling the monk, "Now, in this life, I am showing the path to liberation. Now, monk, you should take courage in your heart, as you did then, and cultivate mindfulness with patience, without being agitated." Following this, the Blessed One preached the Four Noble Truths to that monk, and at the end of the sermon, the monk, who had been discouraged until then, attained the noble state of arahatship.
What a powerful connection. The story beautifully illustrates the importance of perseverance and effort, virya, which the Buddha praises. The monk's initial discouragement in meditation mirrors Prince Gamini's initial doubt about becoming king. Both faced seemingly insurmountable obstacles.
Absolutely, Anna. This story directly tells us that anything is difficult when you start. Anything can go wrong when you start. That is how one learns to do it correctly again. This is a timeless lesson for anyone undertaking a new, challenging endeavor, whether it's meditation, a career, or a personal goal. The story teaches us that initial struggles are part of the learning process, not a sign of failure.
And the pivotal role of wise counsel and guidance is undeniable. Prince Gamini's success was explicitly attributed to his teacher's advice, recognizing the teacher as the real owner of his achievement. Similarly, in the present, the discouraged monk finds his path to arahatship by listening to the Buddha, his ultimate teacher.
This highlights the importance of seeking out and trusting mentors or guides in our own lives, especially when we feel lost or discouraged. Just as the Bodhisattva guided Gamini to a kingdom, the Buddha guided the monk to liberation.
The four means of generosity are also a key takeaway, aren't they? Dana, Priyavachana, Arthacharya, and Samanatmata. Prince Gamini didn't fight his brothers for the kingdom. He won it through skillful action and building goodwill. He demonstrated generosity, spoke kindly, acted ethically, and treated everyone impartially.
Exactly. These principles allowed him to win the hearts of the merchants and win the hearts of the palace people. In our modern world, whether in business, relationships, or community building, these virtues are equally powerful. Generosity, kind communication, ethical conduct, and treating everyone with fairness can build trust and support, leading to success and harmony, just as they did for Prince Gamini.
So whether we're aspiring to a kingdom in our worldly lives or striving for inner peace and liberation, the Prince Gamini Jataka story reminds us that courage, perseverance, strategic action guided by wisdom, and the cultivation of positive relationships are crucial. The same efforts that brought success in a past life can be rekindled for profound achievements in the present.
A truly insightful story for anyone on their path to freedom. Thank you for joining us today on Buddha's Path to Freedom.
We hope this deep dive into the story of Prince Gamini has offered you valuable lessons and inspiration.